Blackbird of Blackbird's Brew. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Pagan Housewife. Today we're going to talk about being prepared to be hospitable. I have yet to read about an ancient pagan culture that did not hold hospitality as a high value, something that reflected people's character. We live in a very atomized society, a distrusting society, so having a hospitable home and making room for community in our lives and our hearts, it isn't second nature to us anymore. But we can be part of reversing the trend and replacing it with something that's healthier. And granted, this will be easier for some people than others. Extroverts will probably feel more comfortable hosting gatherings than introverts. Those who experience social anxiety have a hurdle to overcome. And while we're on the subject of social anxiety, isn't it a coincidence that the more our technology allows us to avoid dealing with other humans, the more prevalent social anxiety becomes? We're out of the habit of each other, and to get back into the habit will require interaction. Yes, it can be casual and superficial at first, and gradually we can relearn the art of conversation and get comfortable with the idea of having someone over for an informal get-together. Now, at the time of this recording, most of us are finally getting some decent weather, so if we have a fire pit, we can wrangle up a small grill, then we have reliable ingredients for a successful evening with other people. If you have friends and neighbors, potluck, set something on fire, you're probably good to go. Welcome to the first step in being part of a community. Let's talk about practicalities. Actually being prepared, which is better than just trying to feel prepared. Let's be prepared, because that goes a long way to soothing the nerves. And anxiety isn't something that we can just medicate away or magic away. The source has to be dealt with. If you're worried about the house being insufficiently clean and tidy, then you'll do yourself a real favor if you create a housekeeping routine, and if it's made clear that all able-bodied members of the household of sufficient age will be contributing to that routine. Now, I dare say that it's only slightly less difficult to train children than it is to train a spouse or oneself, if we're being honest. But by making this normal for everybody to contribute, then the workload is distributed and the overall atmosphere of the household is improved and everyone is invested. If you're worried that your decor isn't pretty enough or stylish enough to have people over and you're afraid that people will judge you, take a deep breath. Like that. And relax. Very, very few people actually live the way the influencers on social media would have us believe. If you feel dissatisfied with your surroundings, try a different arrangement of your furniture. Remove things you don't absolutely love. Experiment with how you display your pretties until you're pleased with the effect. You don't need to go out and spend money. You don't have to be on trend. And you don't have to be an expert. Just work with what you have confidence in yourself, and you will create a hospitable atmosphere. And as a last note, if someone is going to look down on you if your home isn't to their taste, then perhaps it would be better to choose to invite somebody else over to your home, and not that person. Now, if you're worried that you're too shy, or you're too anxious, or that you'll be awkward, then you probably need to take some time to meditate. Hopefully you are contemplating inviting nice people, family, friends, the neighbors that you actually like. Those are the people who should be in your home, and I hope that it naturally follows that you like them and they like you. So you'll be facing a friendly audience, not someone who's waiting for you to trip over your shoelaces so that they can, point at you and laugh, with the possible exception of any of your siblings. Siblings are not to be trusted. But these are people who know you. They care about you, and they're there to have a good time. So relax, put on some music, light the fire, pass out a drink or two, and it's going to be fine. And don't be afraid of simplicity. And when I talk about simplicity, I say this as someone who thoroughly enjoys the elegance and the civility of a dinner party. I love the formality, the fact that someone went to some trouble, and the beauty of it all. And I like to have the excuse to dress up, to have fascinating conversations with people I don't see all the time, and to do something out of the ordinary. But that being said, simplicity is still king when it comes to entertaining, and most people are not nerdy weirdos like me. They're not going to want the formal dinner party. Most people want informality. They want to dress casually. They want to cook on the grill. They want to drink their beer. So by making informal and simple plans, you're actually providing something that most people will actually be comfortable with. Now, for a cookout, instead of having the paper plates and having to get that and get new ones every single time you have people over, wait until you find some melamine dinnerware that goes on sale and then begin collecting that. You'll get to use it many times. Some are actually dishwasher safe. They're much sturdier than paper. And also cloth napkins. I'm talking informal ones, not the expensive kind. They are easily washed, they're reused, and by keeping things on hand, it's one less thing you'll have to think about before a party. Make as much of the menu as you can ahead of time to lessen your workload on the day of. And that's valid advice for any household, regardless of the religious persuasion. And if the bulk of your menu can't be prepped ahead of time, maybe consider other options so you aren't stressing out at the last minute. And as you are getting ready on the day, play relaxing music as you go about the final tasks. Make a conscious choice not to give in to second-guessing yourself, and make a decision that you are not going to fill your head with visions of doom of things that might go wrong. Take a breath, pet the dog, cuddle the cat, and don't be afraid to ask the rest of the household to pitch in. And then you will be prepared to be hospitable, and you can be part of the effort to build stronger communal bonds amongst people. So that's my thoughts on the subject. I would love to hear yours. Please let me know in the comments section, or come see us on Discord at Blackbird's Brew. There's a link to join in the description box below, and I would love to hear from you, and so would everyone else there. But I think that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.